Welcome back to Hopes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis 4. We're Genoa and we're going for, well, a custom achievement, I guess. I just dubbed it Honest Competition. What we have to do in detail, you can find down there in the doobly-doo, but essentially, we're going against the trend of overseas trade. We're saying no to all that high seas stupidity, and we're taking the honest route via land to India. And we're gonna culminate our achievement here, or our campaign, in the Master of India achievement, hopefully. But we have a lot of restrictions, one of which is pretty harsh. It is that after 1500, Genoa must be the most powerful trade route in the world, period. It must not stop ever being that. We're not not quite it right now. Partially because I failed to get Ragusa into my trade league, but I mean, there are other things there, not just that. And, well, we do have another 50 years to make that work. But then we have to keep it that way while the colonial exports rise and rise and rise. We have to keep our node the most powerful one. And we're not allowed to have any presence in a bunch of nodes, especially Sevilla here, the English channel. I don't remember Bordeaux, but I assume it's not Bordeaux. We're gonna see about that. Essentially, we can't do any of the American New World trade at all. Also, we cannot grab any provinces that are connected only via non-inland sea provinces. And while we are allowed to build heavy boats, we're kind of encouraged not to. I also added the additional point of not giving up our overseas holding to anyone. Overseas holdings, especially not Mr. Ottoman. Now we are eating the Byzantines right now, which is going to annoy Mr. O here a lot. He's not going to be happy. I mean, King Mehmet Osmanoglu. It's just, he's not going to be happy because we're going to take Constantinople. And he's not going to get it, and that should... I don't know if can I see your missions? No. But I'm pretty sure if the Ottoman does not get Constantinople, a lot of their missions are locked. And therefore the expansion will be a lot harder with all the free claims. So that'll be fun. We need that kind of land anyway, because getting trade into Genoa will... Well, it doesn't technically require the Constantinople node. I'm pretty sure we are going to need it at some point or another. Now, I was a bit afraid of getting attacked by, especially the big green menace over here, the past two episodes. And bisaVCI pointed out in the comments something that I also figured out on myself, on my own. In the meantime, is that right now, if Mr. O were to attack us, he would have to fight the Austrians, and he wouldn't like that. Because we're still in the Empire. We're not going to be in the Empire forever, most likely. But we are in the Empire now, so yeah, we have that extra layer of protection. Nevertheless, I'm quite happy being allied to France for that protection, even though we have to sit through that stupid English war. But I mean, that's gonna end. It'll be fine. Just wondering, I'm gonna stop paying for my fort and my capital. Surely no Englishman will show up and eat it. Right. And we also have the issue of being in the war for a while now against the Byzantines, and we're actually getting called for pizza. And that is very unfortunate. Oh, it's not in the English war. Oh, it's in the English war. That's why we're getting this. So we can't do anything about this. We could peace out, I guess, separately, but ILS wouldn't like it. I guess we just have to eat some more exhaustion until the French make their own peace deal. At 71%, I'm sure we're going to see that soon enough. Now, our other war is looking good, but we still have to siege Constantinople itself. We're blockading it, we have our guys on it, we don't have a siege person, and we don't have a cannon. The latter simply because we don't have the technology yet. Let's keep looting places on the Ottoman claiming Lesbos here. Lesbo. Sure. I will take the military tech, even though we already beat everybody here. But that seems like a good idea. Are we focused on mill? I forget. We're not. Because we're already very strong on mill, yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense to me. Ottomans going for Karaman. Unfortunately, there's probably no way I can stop them from having that kind of power expansion here. And we have the Renaissance spawn, and our guy has told the Pope how great we are for long enough. There's peace from Byzantium. I still can't peace out. I want that land of theirs. I can't, unfortunately, do any of this. I don't know if there's any reason for us to create these trade cities. It's kind of a quick way to get a bunch of subjects, but... yeah. I don't know. I've not played with that mechanic ever, so I'm not sure how good it is. I'm not sure that this is the time to try it out. Speaking of trying things out, we have 2 free diplomats. That's probably incorrect. I believe I already have a claim on Lucca, and I do have one on Pisa as well. So I think potential expansion here is kind of secured. While we could consider going for Savoy. Well, let's make a claim. They like me. Considering making a claim on Savoy, so we could potentially take their land in that Lucan war. But make claims on Milan instead. I have so many friends. So many. Oh, they're also allied to Lucca. Why is everybody allied to Lucca? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and make some claims. They hate my guts anyway. But I should really consider whether there's other options for expansion. For one, expanding in Italy will not increase the power in Genoa node, or the value. So that's not great. And for another, they're still part of the empire, and as part of the empire, the emperor will be unhappy if I take their land. So we should maybe be looking at eating somebody else's land. Obviously, the Ragusan trade node would be a good place to have power in, so we can increase power in our value in Genoa rather than having the stuff go to Venice. Same goes for Alexandria, but fighting the Mamluks right now seems like a tough option. Aleppo wouldn't do tons just yet. Even if I could get into it, and then maybe I could eat... No, Cyprus is a Mamluk guarantee. I'm pretty sure they would honor that. They would. So... yeah, we can't even make good claims here. No, this is fine. I mean, maybe... oh, that's Venetian. At some point we may have to deal with our Venetian friends. But at that point it's not right now. I love the knights in my trade league, but that is not currently possible. I think that's a alliance action. Yeah, they would say yes, but they're already in trade league. Also, we're at war, but mostly they're already in trade league. So, what is there in the Ragusa trade? Oh, there's Ragusa itself, but that is in a trade league with the Venetians, and your independence is guaranteed by the Ottomans. That's a lot. That's just a lot there. What about you? Are you also guaranteed by? Are you guaranteed by Venice and allied to Austria? Why would you ally Albania, Austria? Why do you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? You're very much not into it. Interesting. Can we fabricate claims on these guys? We cannot, right? And we don't have anything in range. Epirus? Allied to the Pope, man. Who will not join. Well, now. I don't have a claim yet. I probably should have built one way earlier. Well, could I have? No, right? I don't have land here just yet. But once we peace out, we can make a claim on Epirus. That's the end of that war, luckily. Did we gain any favors for this? 0 favors. Ooh, but we now have a cardinal. Which, I mean, sure. Not sure how much the papal game will be important for us, but I mean, it's better to have a cardinal than not have a cardinal. I would say in my immense wisdom. Immense. So huge. Best wisdom. Aragon no longer great power. That makes sense. So expansion is either Italy or Epirus, I guess, although Epirus is not going to be a huge gain. Won't even give us a sea province with somebody we can then attack. It would be difficult to get into something like Croatia. Junior partner of Hungary. How about Africa? Can't really get a claim on anything down there. Yeah, may have to do some Italian expansion. Unless, you know, tributary of Crimea. I don't think I need to be super afraid of Crimea. Ah, there you are. Maybe this is a place we should go. Maybe we should stop spying on Milan and instead see if we can't expand into Crimea. I mean, they have a bunch of allies, but not like insane ones. And as long as they don't get the Ottoman protection event, I don't know when that fires. I mean, they might also always go, and we decide not to go with the Ottoman protection. It might also be reliant on Ottoman. I have no idea how that works, right? So it might also be reliant on Ottoman missions, which maybe they won't be able to get because we're taking Constantinople. Took us 1100 days, and I will gain that professionalism at the cost of some ducats here. Good. Do I want to finish these boats off? Yes. Might get a free transport from it. No might have been an option too. So we can wait. Oh. Oh, I misread the whole random candidate thing. I mean, maybe I knew that before, but when I picked random candidate from here, when I picked political dynasties, I thought I would get the option to choose a random candidate, and that candidate would get +1. But no, all my candidates get a random +1 skill. Well, that's very nice. Very nice. I have no reason to grab this relative, I don't think. So we either keep Adorno here. We have higher tradition, so we could do it. And get that +1 on all things. Or maybe we swap over to somebody else, which will allow tradition to keep ticking up. And maybe we could go away from aristocrats here. Because we did take Miltech. We're not too far away from having to take another Miltech, so maybe actually keeping Adorno is fine for now. Yeah, let's do one round of keeping him. Get those bonus points in there. And here we went. Oh, they did have a galley too. I must have misread the screen. Didn't capture anything. Oh well. Let's peace out. How am I not at 100%? What do I not have? Oh, we had war with Serbia, I forgot. I forgot. We should be able to easily peace out if we had a diplomat, which we do not. I want all these claims though, but I need to peace out. Come on from Crimea, it's further away, so maybe I should have gone with Epirus, but I want that Epirus claim more than the Crimean one. So let's do this first. And I think the plan is to take everything. And Byzantium might join a coalition against me. Turns out they're not going to be there anymore, though. I think I'll take the money too. Yeah, it gives us some inflation, but having money right now will be nice. I don't think any of these provinces are empire provinces. No, they're not. So even the emperor shouldn't care. Nice. That we can keep this. That should be a huge gain. Especially Constantinople, of course. Speaking of Constantinople, I mean, you're going to try and suppress these rebels. You're not going to get it done. You're going to try. How many Byzantine separatists are we going to get? How are they already at 70%? Oh, apparently Lesbo here already had separatists going on. I'm gonna get you over to Constantinople. So we have the troops in one place. We might not... Well, they might not spawn there, but we have Morea protect. Actually, where do I want them? Let's think for a moment and a change. I don't need to keep my troop in Constantinople because we have a fort there, so we can just go there afterwards. I assume Mr. Ottoman will not give me military access, though. He will not. So we'll be limited to the amount of troops that we can put on our boats, which is 8. Which is enough to beat anybody but those Waldensians, and they should not be a problem. Lesbos, Scio, or Constantinople. So either one of these islands or Constantinople. So I guess I put my troops on one of those islands. Not the biggest fan. I put them in Constantinople for very little reason. It just feels better. And yes, I'm aware that's not a very good reason. I don't actually know. Ooh. Want not to go to war with any countries. I do believe that only counts for their neighbors, if I remember correctly. But still, that reduces my expansion options a lot. Out here. Might need the Ottomans to go to war with somebody else. We do want rivals, though. We could counter-rival Milan, which would be kind of free. Don't really want to rival Venice if I don't have to. Tunis is somewhat interesting, but I can't fabricate a claim on Tunis. We'd have to no-CB them, which I'm not big on. Let's counter-rival Milan, that's free. And then... yeah, and then what? None of these are horrible options. I don't think Venice is what we want right now, because we have that alliance going. Rivaling Florence? They have a lot of friends right now, which kind of makes me not want to go to war with them. And then, why am I rivaling them? I could just counter-rival Provence, be safe. Sure. Oh, that may have been a mistake. Be safe, he said. Rivaling an ally of my ally. So if we can, we should butter up those Frenchmen. I don't have anybody. But in theory, there seems to be one person I could invite to my trade league. I don't know who it is. Might be Mantua. No. I guess we'll see once we have a diplomat. There's so many games where the amount of diplomats you have doesn't matter at all. And then some of them, it's really, really harsh. Poland declared war on Crimea. Right, that's interesting. What did you bring? Kazan, Kandar, and Ramazan. Now, I don't have my claims yet, but I'm... nice. I'm interested in whether I can attack them without having to fight the Ottomans or not. The nice thing is that they spawned in Constantinople, so we got to eat them up. Losses, sure, sure. I'm not saying there were no losses, but nothing terrible. And then I can grab all my peeps and send them over to, like, one of these Highland provinces, I guess. We do have a fort in Morea. So I guess we just go to Athens. And then you're gonna bring all these guys over. Or not. My boats. Must have pressed something there. It's gonna be tough to get our religious unity up. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that just yet. We might have to pick up some things that give us missionary strength. Right, cogs, galleys, check. Troops not suppressing, not check. Very good. Claim on Epirus. Check. Come home, and once we are home, we'll see whether the Pope still doesn't protect you. Ladislaus Postumus. Oh, the Pope won't protect you, but the Ottomans and their warning will. They're in debt. They have some war exhaustion, but they're still very happy to join me. Join me, yeah. The other me. I assume, they would not join against Crimea. So if there's any Crimea left, we might want to go and eat them up when we get our claim. I think I'm going to ship my guys over to Matrega or Kaffa, maybe. Yeah, we have rebels coming up, and that's not great. But we have our claim ready. Hey Poland, how are your claims? I mean, I assume that they are Lithuanian claims anyway. Poland wants Yiddish school. Kinda wants Kyzylia and Crimea. The question is, do I make a claim on Cuban here? I probably should. I mean, I want Crimea, obviously, but there's a good chance they take it here. So I'm gonna make my claim on Cuban instead, with the idea that this is, well, not guaranteed, but a lot more likely to still be there when I declare my war. My other diplomat, what do I want to do with you? Did I embargo Milan yet? Did not. And then embargo Provence. Just merchant, you say? A year of 25% less trade efficiency. I'll take that rather than loss of dip. It's not great, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. I think I'm gonna wait with my war on Crimea a little bit. It has the disadvantage of having those separatists grow more powerful. But I'm kinda hoping that the Polish will go and crush Kazan, Kanda, or Ramazan and reduce the number of people we'll have to fight, because this is too much for me to fight right now. I'm also relying on the fort in Morea to protect everything but Athens here for a while against those rebels. Papal influence or prestige. I don't think. Oh wait, I don't have missions. Right. I'll take the papal influence, I guess. Please go and crush Kazan or something. Check some wars. Lucca would be Milan and Savoy. That's not something I can fight right now. And they're both pretty happy to join. Florence would be Naples, Siena, and Bologna. Similarly problematic. So if you wouldn't mind just going over to Kazan and crushing these steppe people, that'd be good. Technology, can't get ahead here. I feel like I'm missing something I should be doing. It's not that. It's It's not that. I think I'm okay paying for this. Why is my fleet this expensive? Am I like over force limit or something? I am. I'm gonna assume that's gonna change once we core the other stuff. So we pay a bit extra now, but not for a ton of time. Big trade league. Strong trade for Genoa, yeah. It's gonna take a while before we can have all those things line up. Guess I'm not gonna build any more barracks because, well, I already have too many boats. Somebody please go and beat up the Kazani. Yeah, they're being besieged. So Kazan should eventually leave this war. I assume you're at war with all of these people, right? Yeah. Kandar, I mean, I'm not super afraid of Kandar here. And Ramazan, same difference. So if you could get Kazan out of this, that'd be good enough for me. How are those rebels doing? I may have to go and crunch rebels, and then come back for you. Kazan is out. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for me? I can't declare my war now, and we're fighting only similar numbers. Of which a bunch are Kandari or Ramazani. So not a problem, I assume. How are you doing boat-wise? How's Crimea doing on boats? Because clearly we don't want, or we would like to have our navy be more powerful there. Crimea River. Crimea. 5 galleys. They do have a navy, and it's actually similar power to ours. And then Ramazan has 5 galleys. Gee. And Kandar has 6 galleys. So once we declare this war, we don't get to move our troops. That's interesting. I think I'll have to give it some time. Even at the chance that that means we don't get to do our thing. But if we were to go now and declare that war and then have to wait until the polls are done, and then we get our rebellion here, that would be very unfortunate. I'm going to claim Crimea. There's a decent chance that the Polish are going to take it. But if they don't, I'll be very happy to have Crimea. Ottomans declared war in Albania, yeah. Yeah. Of the War of the Roses. If I were to declare here, Mr. O would still protect happily. Naxos. Sure. Come on through Naxos. I didn't realize you were around. There's Naxos. Who are you? You're a vassal of Venice. Disgusting. So I could attack these guys in Highlands, and maybe I will. I'm not loving it. And we could have relied on the fort to protect that place. It would have worked. We wouldn't have... There would have been no negative effects from the siege, the rebel siege, thanks to the fort being up. And then we could have waited for them to move on to the fort and then kill them there. But... it was time I didn't want to spend, essentially. Now, what does Mr. France feel about me? I'm gonna butter them up a bit more. I still like the idea of having that Ottoman that protection from the Ottomans. Speaking of Ottoman protection, look at these Ottomans crushing that Venetian army. There's Austria. Are you with Austria now? You are. Well, good luck, Mr. O. Or rather, bad luck. Am I right? Core all the things. No. Don't do that. Core. Should see our money coming up soonish. With Constantinople being cored. I mean, we have some autonomy there, but not tons. It's a great place. Now, we don't use the trade power in Constantinople at all. Well, I guess it's getting moved over to Ragusa, and part of that gets to me, but that's going to be very, very low. It's going to be very, very low. Another core, another state. Another mariner, another misfortune. Horribly religious unity. This, but still horrible. Quite sure how we fix that yet. Really need something that helps us convert these people. Now, I can obviously grab one missionary strength from an advisor and another one from the edict, and that would make things a lot faster, wouldn't it? Don't have one available. I'm pretty sure it's an admin guy. If I could get like a half-price missionary, that would be huge. Speaking of huge things, let's see what's left of Crimea. The issue is that I have to declare that war before Kazan recuperates. But I don't really want to declare the war before my rebels here have popped. That's a difficult combination. Yeah, beat up those Ottomans. Crush them. Crush them good. Also put a cut in here. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. If you have anything at all to say to me, then you might as well go to the comment section and just do it, you know. Thank you for watching, and see you folks next time.